Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Todd and Erin daily stream. We're doing the show today from the sectional.
The sectional. The gigantic series of pieces that get together and form a multi-gigantic sized couch.
It's so cuddly.
Something I have fought against our entire marriage. I said, honey, if you have a sectional, everybody just sits on the sectional and they sink into the sectional and just watch TV and nobody goes anywhere. And you live on the sectional. It becomes sort of like this upholstered little island in the middle of your house.
The point is what?
And now we have a sectional and
it's perfect.
That's where my entire family resides.
This is
Zachary, my son, will not even sleep in his bedroom anymore.
He wants
sleeps
to sleep
on the
here.
sectional.
We don't let him, but he wants to. And the dog loves it. And if you need to have a lesson on how to sleep on a sectional, it's easy. Turn Netflix on, go to sleep. That's the way it works.
And now we're sectional people.
We are sectional people.
It's like
awesome.
We've given up completely.
Erin started decorating.
I know. Look, see, it's my first wreath. We put that together, Zoe and me. I'm so excited. So we have a whole bunch of decorating and DIY videos coming up, like how to make your Halloween tree and some mantelpiece stuff, and things that you can create out of natural sort of foundations and forms.
She's a little excited.
I made
about
part
this.
of that up, but it really is fun. Decorating for Halloween is like the best thing ever. So we have all the good videos coming up.
Okay. So yesterday was kind of a big day.
9/11.
9/11.
You know something that hit me, and I realized this. Our boys were toddlers when 9/11 happened.
So they don't even know.
We were at your granddad's cabin up in Maine, and it was a huge time. And everyone who's an adult remembers that so vividly, where you were, what you did.
I know what direction I was facing. I was facing west, just because I know where the chair was, and you were still sleeping, and I came and got you. But someone local has done something really interesting to the kids who didn't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because it hit me. Kids in school now, they never experienced this. They were never part of it. They didn't see all of the signs and the way the country came together afterwards, and all the things that we did for each other and how hard everyone worked to come together again. And so this teacher, he's an acting and a history teacher at Davis High School. It's Michael Wright. And he said, it was such a big thing. And everybody kept saying, never forget, I'll never forget 9/11. I'll never forget. And he said, but these kids,
they're in
have no
high
impact.
school. And it's happened so long ago that it's in high school and they don't know.
Yeah, they say it's like it didn't really happen. It's just something in the history books. And so this is what he did. In the room full of students, he started talking about his trip to New York City. And it was his first big break. He was going to be with a peanut company for a TV commercial. And he was so excited. And all the kids are laughing, because it's a big deal. And he's running a PowerPoint. And he goes, and then this happened. And he shows his cell phone video of the first plane.
Oh, my gosh.
And the students go dead silent. And he said, the building crumbled and I was a mess. And he talked about the experience. And he said, it's the worst of the worst of feeling total hopelessness. We were all scared to death. And he said, really, it wasn't until 24 hours later before the country even realized what we had experienced and that what we had witnessed was going to be history. And he said, and the interesting thing is his students were horrified.
Oh.
There were dead silence in the class, and if you've ever had theater students, you know they never shut up. And they sat and stared, and they could not begin to imagine the immensity of what this moment was. And he talked about the weeks afterwards and how it felt. And the students, I mean, some of them were weeping, they were so moved, and they said, once it happens to someone you love, I finally understand it. It wasn't just something in a history book. But he said, this is my personal goal. And he says, I'm going to teach this lesson every year. He says, it's my job to make sure they never forget. And I just thought it was such an incredible approach to trying to educate this generation to how the impact of this.
Because they've seen the images. They've seen the images.
But it doesn't really relate. You see images. I saw images of the Vietnam War, but I wasn't there. I have no idea. I mean, you know what I mean? It's So I thought it was a beautiful and very moving way to do it. So Michael Wright, I think you're a great teacher.
Here's another thing that I want to talk about, and that is the state fair.
Oh yeah, it's on.
And I'm very passionate about what I'm about to talk about because I think there's a lot of the state fair that goes unnoticed, and I'm not talking about the whirly pukey thing, because that's always great. It's not great to be on; it's great to watch, and just.
Yeah, until your kids are the ones that are vomiting.
And
that's not autobiographical.
But if you do not know, and you go to the carnival and you buy your belt with a name on it, right?
Oh yeah.
And you go.
You get a churro and one of those funnel cakes.
And then you get some
cakes.
deep fried that shouldn't be. And
everything should be deep fried.
And then you go to the barn and you see the piglets and you see the sheep and all that stuff, and those are really cool. And then you see the big animal made out of butter, and you think you're done.
They have a whole series of cows in humorous poses made out of butter this year at the fair.
But you're not done.
Okay.
You can't go back to your car. You need to go and pay tribute to some of the other participants.
Such as?
There are the barns and the halls and the galleries on the side that no one knows, and you have to go inside.
Like the flower arranging and the quilting and stuff like that?
The quilting is very important to go and see.
Our friend Marianne got a second place in her quilting. Congratulations, honey.
I know, of course, everybody knows about Dutch oven cook-offs and stuff like that. But more importantly, there are people who raise pigeons, and they're fancy pigeons, and they've got plumage, and they're just pigeony.
They're pigeons.
And bunnies, and they have bunnies, and they have chickens, crazy chickens with weird haircuts, and all these people go unnoticed. There's a grandma somewhere that won a blue ribbon for her jam. You can't taste it, but you can look at the jar.
See how pretty the color
and just acknowledge the fact.
Do they really show the pigeons with the fancy plumage?
Who are you?
There's pigeons with fancy plumage.
There's all kinds of animals, little tiny animals that people raise, and they're so proud of them, and you're not going to go see them, and you should. That's it.
Well, I would like to point
That's
out
my
there is a
message.
younger member of our family who was so in love with the baby animals that we have to stop her from taking a large handbag into the barns because she has more than once attempted to smuggle a baby piglet out.
Steal a piglet.
In genuine love, not in larceny, just in love.
There are also plates of vegetables and fruits. Large apples.
I had no idea.
You have to go see them. Even if you're bored, you have to go see them just to honor the people.
I think that's only fair.
I mean, those people probably wash the pigeons in a hairdryer, foofing them.
Oh, that is so adorable.
I know. So anyway.
All right, we will go see all of those animals and all of those jams. We just won't take any large handbags with us.
Okay. It's interesting information. First of all, coming up next, Erin's got a problem. And it's not me.
I don't have a...
You have a major issue.
Well, that is you, actually.
We'll show you next.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com. And by Brio Technologies. They rent, sell, and install audiovisual components, including professional sound, lighting, video and intercom systems, components, projectors, interactive whiteboards, and classroom audio systems. Just go to BrioAudiovisual.com.
Yeah, I'll read you Jane Eyre tonight.
Which one?
Jane Eyre, this is a wonderful one.
Okay, all right.
Or I could do Wuthering Heights if you'd
Let
rather.
me explain really quick. Erin and I, when the kids go to bed, we turn off the TV. We take the phones and we put them in the freezer for no apparent reason. And she reads a classic out loud, and it's kind of fun. Except for today, I realized once again that Erin is text challenged.
What do you mean?
Our friends that we know pretty well texted her, and she came in going, "Oh, they're so snotty."
That was so obviously a passive-aggressive text. How could you not see that?
And it says, "Hey, let's go to dinner. We haven't seen you in a while." She takes
Yeah,
it.
because like, oh, Erin and Todd can't ever get a babysitter, so like they're the lame ones in our social group. No, it was so
See-
obviously passive-aggressive.
See what I mean? And so I thought, instead of, can I have, well, first of all, your phone goes away. Give me this.
All right.
All right. And so what I thought I would do is, here, hold those two things. All right.
Why am I holding a saucepan and a spoon?
Okay, so this is Dr. Seuss, Oh, the Places You'll Go. Okay.
It's a wonderful book. Everybody knows this
I think
book.
a lot of people know this book, and I want you to take this. Got it out of Zoe's deal. Now, the pot and the spoon. I want you to start off reading it positive because of your challenge. All right, and then
I'm not challenged.
Whenever
I
I-
can just read nuance into something.
whenever I want you to change into the next. You're going to go back and forth.
So nice and mean, or
Yes.
nice and passive-aggressive.
Challenged. All right, so let's start off happy, shall we?
You'll look up and down streets, look them over with care, and some you will say, I do not choose to go over there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. And you may not go down any one you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you're going to head straight out of town. Oh, it's open or there in the wide open air. Out there things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsie as you. And when things start to happen, oh, don't worry, don't stew, just go right along. You'll start happening too. And so, oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers. You'll soar to high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang. Oh, you'll take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you're going to top all the rest. Except when you don't. Because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You'll get all hung up in a prickly perch, and your gang's going to fly on. Oh, they'll leave you in the lurch. And you'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, it's not for much fun. I mean, slumping yourself.
I think we're done.
Naughty.
Have I proved my point?
No.
Should we go back to this? The nice way? Challenged.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com. And by Brio Technologies. They rent, sell, and install audiovisual components, including professional sound, lighting, video, and intercom systems, components, projectors, interactive whiteboards, and classroom audio systems. Just go to BrioAudiovisual.com.
You know something that we have not talked about yet during the Todd and Erin Daily Stream?
I know what you're going to talk about, and I am amazed as you are.
Erin's Night Out.
I am always amazed at that.
It's the 18th annual Erin's Night Out, and it just occurs to me, thank you for watching this far, if you are watching in order to win your 4-pack of tickets, you can't buy them, you can only win them. This is for our 18th annual Erin's Night Out on October 20th down at the Salt Lake City Radisson Hotel. I know you want to come. You know you want to come.
Do you want to go?
All you have to do is just drop a comment and then share the show today. I will be running down the list, and I will be sending everybody their congratulations notes with all of their tickets later on today. So just make a comment, share the show. You're in, baby. It's just that simple because we're not that bright.
It's just for women, by the way.
And I've always been surprised at how many guys say they want to go, and I've never understood why.
Guys, it's scary.
You really want to be in a raging sea of estrogen? Really?
I wear a scuba.
Leave us to our things.
I wear a scuba suit.
For real, it's the protective gear has always been wise.
Something I like to do.
All right. So in any case,
I saw this in the news, and I
can't imagine how Elizabeth Smart feels right now. I don't think this requires a lot of explanation here in Utah, but Elizabeth Smart, of course, was the amazing little girl who was kidnapped out of her own bed by a disgusting troll named Emmanuel and his common law wife, Wanda Barzee. This was, good Lord.
90 days. It took, they kidnapped her for 90 days.
It was, oh no, it was more like 6 months.
Was it?
Much longer than that. In any case, by a miracle, Elizabeth was spotted by a couple of alert Utahns. She was saved. She's turned into an amazing woman.
Yes.
She has been on a mission. She's an incredible speaker and advocate for children who have been in situations like this. But Wanda Barzee, who was the common law wife of the scumbag who kidnapped her,
The accomplice.
is going to be released from prison.
Right.
Now, I don't understand. This is a woman who refused medication. She refused counseling or treatment. But they're letting her go September 19th. Elizabeth Smart released a statement. She said, "I was surprised and disappointed to learn of the pending release of Wanda Barzee. It's incomprehensible how someone who has not cooperated with her mental health evaluations or risk assessments, someone who did not show up for her own parole hearing, can be released into our community. I'm trying to understand how and why this is happening and explore possible options. I appreciate the support and love and concern, but my fear at this point is for my children and my family." And you know what? You would think that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It didn't even hit me until she said that. I'm like,
Yeah.
absolutely, of course I would think that in
Right.
2 seconds. But apparently it was a very complex series of how much time she served on federal statutes and then how much time she served on Utah statutes. They were arrested in 2003.
Now, she was supposed to stay in longer,
Yeah.
but they reversed their decision, so she is getting out.
So I guess the way they decided is that she was serving federal sentence and local sentence concurrently, I guess.
But
In any case,
I think the statement is from Elizabeth is really well done.
my question is how, if you have refused to comply with any of of the conditions for parole, how is it that you're allowed to get out?
I don't know.
Is it really just time served? It doesn't matter what you do as long as the time was served and you were there as a lump of flesh and then you can get out.
But you know what I can do is I can cleanse everyone's palate right now with a Tell Me Something Good
Let's
brought to you
do
by
that.
PC Laptops. If you're looking for a computer, let's say you're starting out or you're going to college or you want to keep in touch with people, $7.99 for a laptop or desktop. And here's the point, $7.99, lifetime guarantee on parts and service.
Lifetime. And believe me, they can build something to the level, it could run NASA. We know that because we have one of those kinds of computers. It is smarter than all of us combined will ever be. So that's what they can do for you. And there's 10 locations along the Wasatch Front. It's PCLaptops.com.
They fix phones too. All right, tell me
ready?
something good.
Well, it's funny because we're talking about technology. And this is a story that's kind of about that. Now, technology, of course, is rather tricky for all of us as each new thing comes out and we learn again. Well, if you're 92 years old,
Oh boy.
man, you got a lot going on, and it's a lot to catch up on.
Well, first of all, you saw the car invented. Okay, so there's an issue.
So this is really sweet. Apparently, May, which is the maternal sign of respect, this is what everybody calls her in her neighborhood, saw Maris speaking to a delivery guy, and he had just delivered some food. This is her neighbor. And so May called over the delivery guy and said, "What do you do for a living?" And when he explained, "Well, I deliver food from these two restaurants," she goes, "Oh, would you please get me some macaroni soup and some spaghetti? I would be absolutely thrilled. Thank you if you could do that."
Because
Now,
she understood that that's his job.
but she didn't know, about phoning in an order or placing an order online. And here's the sweet part. Maris is standing here watching her neighbor. She's like, "Oh, crap, maybe I can go in and run and order it for her."
Right,
and I honestly thought, she said, that he would just ignore my May, laugh, and be on his way. But he actually took out his own cell phone, dialed the number, and then he went through a complex series of orderings with her, asking her how she wanted this, or if she wanted it hot, or so weird, or blah, blah, blah. And then by the time they got everything set up, he says, "Okay, I'm heading out." And then he came back within 20 minutes with her food. And here's the funniest thing. She goes, "To be completely honest, I really hate this delivery service because they always seem to screw up my order. But when he came back and he had May's order perfectly done and delivered, I have accepted that I will never be able to order from anyone else for the rest of my life, and all of my neighbors are doing the same thing."
That's so funny.
And God bless him. He's so sweet. Not a lot of people do show that kind of kindness and patience. But this gentleman went, "Of course I can do this for
That
you."
is, tell me something good.
Isn't that sweet?
All right, so coming up, I'm so excited. I've been talking to you about this story for like 4 days. And
It is insane. I still can't believe this.
It's not funny. It's a story about humanity and generations. And we'll tell you what it is next.
The Todd and Erin Daily Stream is brought to you by PC Laptops, with desktops and laptops starting as low as $7.99 with a lifetime parts and service warranty. They fix phones too. Go to PCLaptops.com. And by Brio Technologies. They rent, sell, and install audiovisual components, including professional sound, lighting, video, and intercom systems, components, projectors, interactive whiteboards, and classroom audio systems. Just go to BrioAudiovisual.com.
Welcome back to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. I hope I do this justice. It's one of those stories.
Well, it's amazing how many really powerful points in history have been uncovered by climate change.
So I'm going to take you to the northern Czechoslovakia area. This is back when it was Czechoslovakia, and the Elbe River. Now, take you back to the 1800s and late 1700s, and there was groups of people who lived there. And when the harvest was done, the river was used for transport, and these people all used the river
They would take the grain and everything and ship it down.
and all that. And then when the river got low again, they found this. And actually, this has become a place where people actually go and look at it. And they're dated and they're signed, and they're carvings in sandstone, very much like Lake Powell.
The carvings, is this the banks of the river?
Yes.
So the rocky banks, and there's carvings in the rocky banks.
And
okay.
it says, and one of them says, it's 1818, and it has the person's name. And it says, "If you can read this, weep." Because that was a drought year. And
so if the river's low enough to show these carvings and these markings, it meant they knew what was going to happen, that they were going into drought and famine. That's so scary.
The markings go from 1417, the date, 1417 to 1893. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. They didn't last long.
That's an unbelievable piece of history.
The droughts did not last long. but they were devastating. And since then, the river has been dredged, so it's deeper, and so that's why the marks all show now.
That's insane. Plus, this was one of the hottest summers on record in Europe, and so everything has been receding. That's one of the reasons they've been finding a lot of these more historical things.
Is that amazing?
If you can read this, weep.
Oh my gosh.
That's so scary.
For some reason, for me, and they've actually built deals around some of the rocks so they can maintain them and stuff, because it's soft stone, and you just see these lines that
From the
they've carved in
1400s.
from the 1400s, where they have drawn the lines, and the dates jump around, depending on the height and stuff, but they are all within 10 feet of each other.
You think of the desperate messages, though, from people from 300 or 400 years ago, and I mean, that's almost unimaginable.
That is such an interesting story to me.
Wow. And so once again, this is just between the Czech Republic and Germany, right?
Right.
On the Elbe River.
Above Prague. Wow. Now, there's a lot of stuff in the news right now about the FBI being so busy doing stuff, and they're working hard. And I know there's different
Serious
divisions, but evidently there is a division of the FBI. I think kind of secretive.
I think they probably are one of those shadow branches.
Going after wardrobe.
It's been 13 years since the legendary ruby slippers were stolen out of their display at the Judy Garland Museum. These, of course, the ruby slippers that were used in The Wizard of Oz.
Why didn't I hear about this?
They were taken from the museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, back in 2005. No security footage of the theft, and apart from the broken shards of plexiglass that had housed the slippers,
wait.
that was left was a single red sequin.
They were protected with no video and plexiglass, and there was one sequin left.
The FBI announced the return of the slippers at a press conference today as a specialist verified that the shoes were indeed authentic. Now, investigators at this point are unable to disclose many details about how the slippers were recovered, because charges are now being filed against the dark and devious miscreants who had stolen these sweet slippers. However, they do say anyone with information about the crime is encouraged to contact the FBI.
For more information. Question. How did it become a federal case? They were taken across state lines.
I think that's so funny.
The ruby.
The funny thing is they actually belonged to a private collector named Michael Shaw, who had lent them to the museum.
You know way too much about this.
No, and he said now that they're evidence, I'll never get them back. But he says, but I cried knowing that the slippers had been found.
You'll get them back. Or was there an insurance policy on them?
Dun 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 dun.
I'm going to go with that story. It's funnier. Okay, very much that.
So,
don't forget. Okay,
congratulations.
Share and like the show. Don't forget to go to Tell Me Something Good on Facebook, because that's our page.
Yes, it's
as well.
Our Facebook page, Tell Me Something Good, and we also have a $100 gift card giveaway to Target right now, because I don't know, it's always Tell Me Something Good that involves money. It's good. It's really good. So just enter to win that as well. Make sure you like the page. But also, don't forget about the Erin's Night Out tickets. We're going to bribe you. There's going to be like a cavalcade of good stuff.
Whatever it takes, because you've seen what goes on here.
And we have no morals.
We'll see you tomorrow on the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. How did it go federal? Seriously?
That's what I don't understand, how the FBI ended up in the investigation. I mean, I know there were...